Hello, hello. Good evening, Facebook Live family. Happy Monday to you. This is Melissa Brown, your soul love coach, and we are on this Monday evening for your emotional detox follow up, a little bit of after party, a little bit of after conversation about what's going on in your life, how the detox treated you last week, and just answering any questions that you might have. I cannot tell you just how blessed I was last week with all of the comments, all of the sharing, all of the emails about your growth. And so, again, I'm here really to serve you. I'm here because I want to help you to expand, and I'm here to help you maximize your success with the detox, because this is the season that we really have to let it go. Whatever it is that has been holding you back, whatever it is that you've been carrying that is weighty, that is just too much for you, and you have tried to fix it, you have tried to repair it, you've tried to ignore it. And this is the year that we release and we actually move through whatever processes we actually need to go through so you can get yourself to your next level. So if you do have questions, hey Felicia, how are you? If you do have questions, I want to invite you to put them in the chat. I'm hoping everything actually shows up. You know, sometimes I don't see the comments until after. And I am going to just be answering some of the questions that people have sent me last week, because I know that one woman's question is probably another woman's question. And so one of the main questions that I know has come up for people is, Melissa, how do you let it go? How do you let things go, especially when it's something that you've been dealing with for a long time? And one of the things that we talked about last week on many of the days is sometimes we can be in the habit, in the practice of suffering. And as crazy as that sounds, we can literally, it can be part of our pattern, it can be part of our blueprint that we are so used to suffering. We are used to struggling, we're used to being disappointed. And so even though we may say, I'm ready to change, I'm ready to do things differently, we are attracted to the familiar. And so one of the things that you got to look at when it seems like it's hard for you to let something go, it's hard for you to move on, especially if you know it's toxic, it's unhealthy for you, even if it's a pattern of thinking in your brain that you know when you think these thoughts, you don't feel good about yourself. You end up feeling sad, or you end up feeling depressed. And so if you are trying to get yourself out of those negative patterns, hey V, hey Andrea, one of the things, again, that you have to do is to be able to say, am I in the pattern of suffering? Is this my normal? Is this what I am used to? And really, you have to make a declaration that I declare a new normal in my life. So even though it's what you've been used to, even though you're used to things falling apart, even though you're used to people disappointing you, you have to declare. Remember what one of the things I said last week is, when a woman makes a decision, it's as good as done. So when you make the decision that things are going to change, guess what? Everything changes. Not I wish things would change, not I wish that person would change, or I wish this situation would change. You are the change you have been waiting for, because all it takes is a change up here, a change in your mindset, and the whole game changes. The whole program changes. The story changes. Because remember, nothing means anything until you give it meaning. So whatever story we may be rehearsing in our mind, whatever thing that we can't let go of, that we've kind of created a whole movie about, a whole script, whatever that thing is in your life, whether it's your relationship with men, whether it is your relationship with money, you in your jobs, you and your relationships with sister friends, you and your life and your purpose, you and your body, whatever that story is that is not serving you, because many of us have created a whole horror flick. We really have, and we're just replaying it on a daily basis. I want to invite you to make a declaration that it stops today, that I'm creating a new narrative, a new movie, and I'm about to play a different role. And as soon as you decide that, I am telling you, and this is the piece of it that is miraculous, because we're still trying to figure out, well, I've tried it before. How come it didn't work before? Hey, Sonia, happy Monday to you. I've tried it before. How come it didn't work? Again, did you try it in your own strength, or did you surrender it? Because when you surrender it, what you are really saying is, I lay this down. I give this up. And if you truly lay it down, then you don't lay it down just to pick it back up. And that's what many of us do. And again, I want you to check in the backstory. Part of why we pick it back up is because it's part of our habit. What would I be doing if I wasn't frustrated about this? And some of us, we are so used to of being frustrated with the same people on a daily basis. We are used to being disappointed by the same people, same circumstance. We're used to our bank account being a certain way. And so if it is anything else, remember, it's almost like a temperature gauge. We will do things self-consciously to sabotage and bring ourselves back down to what our normal is. But as soon as you declare a new normal, as soon as you say, this is the level I am operating on, you have to rise to that level. And you have to say it more than once. It took you a while to get to the place where you were living out whatever has not been working for you. You didn't get there overnight. And so you're not going to get to a new level overnight. And so there has to be a reprogramming of your brain, literally. You're going to have to speak to yourself, and sometimes you are going to have to talk back. I already told you the private committee gets to convening, and it's going to tell you, that ain't going to work. You know how they are. Ain't nothing going to change. This is hopeless. That is going to be your inner chatter. But you have to say, I declare that I am supposed to have life, and I'm going to have it more abundantly. I'm going to live and I'm not going to die. I'm going to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I am able to do this. I am able to lift my head up. You're going to have to say, I am a queen. I am operating in my kingdom. I am able to do what I have not been able to do through Christ. Through your strength in God. This is a spiritual exercise. And again, part of why we're not able to do it is because we are weighted down in our spirit. So as soon as you release it, as soon as you let it go, now I can use my energy to lift myself up. So for those of you that are, wondering and have sent me those questions around, how do I do this thing when I've been doing it the other way for so long? Again, all it takes is a decision. And so for this follow-up conversation, I'm going to be engaging you because I want to know what have you decided? What have you decided about you? And this is also key. Sometimes when we make decisions in the negative, meaning that we focus on what we don't want. I want you to switch your focus to what you do want. Remember, a declaration is not about, let me tell you what you ain't gonna do. That's no. We're gonna switch it around. We're not doing what you ain't gonna do. I wanna know what you are going to do. Because some of us, we are more clear about what we don't want. Hello, let's bring it to day number 3 than you are about what you actually want, or that's day 4. So, because we are programmed for, I don't like that. I don't want that. This gets on my nerves. Okay, we get what you don't want. Declare what you do. Brings me to one of the other questions. and this is common as well, when you have focused so much on other people, what do you do when you don't even know what you want? One of the things that you got to do, and this is where your inner work comes in, and God has been speaking to me literally over the weekend about the what's next for this particular group, because I did have something in mind, and God was like, pause that. And so there needs to be an exploration of you. When was the last time that you really spent quality time with you? So if you are one of those women who you have been estranged from yourself, you have been disconnected from yourself, so much so that you don't even know what you really want. You don't know what you love. You don't know where you want to go. People can't even ask you where you want to go to eat. You don't know what you want to eat. You're so busy fixing other people something to eat. And so you need to take about 7 days to literally put your family on notice and say, this is the week of me. This is the week that I get to do and explore what I want. And this is the week that I get to change my mind. So, amen. Thank you. So this is the week that you get to say, you know what? I think I want to just try this out. You may not like it, but you don't know what you like until you put yourself out there. Some of you need to create a dating relationship with you. You need to create a dating relationship with you, which means you're going to have to put your phone down. You're going to have to stop scrolling through other people's timeline and life and get your own life. That's what it means, because that is one of the things that is killing your energy. You are looking at other people's lives and you are wishing and you are comparing. And God is like, all of that is available for you. It's all available for you. Instead of going through the pattern and the habit of, well, look at her. Oh, she has such a good marriage. Oh, look at her. She has a dream job. Oh, I wish I could go on vacation. Oh, I wish that. And only thing that does is it depresses and puts a heaviness on your spirit, when I have already told you everything is available to you. You are already complete. The only thing is whether or not the portal, the gateway, is open for you to receive. So, but you cannot receive what you won't ask for. And so looking at someone else's life and comparing your life to theirs is not a request. It's a lament. It's a complaint. And so you have to get an intimate relationship with yourself. For those of you, particularly if you're married and you are one of those people who you're pissed off because nobody ever asks you what you want, I've already told you, the premise is every relationship is a mirror. Every relationship is a mirror of the way you treat yourself. So if no one in your household is saying, Mommy, what do you want? Honey, what would you like on Friday night? If nobody is asking you that, if they're basically asking you what you're going to do for them, then you need to check the mirror and say, when was the last time I asked myself what I want? Because people are only reflecting back what you are doing to yourself. So if you're not asking you what you want, nobody else will either. So we need to stop getting ticked off with other people because they're not thinking about us and they're not including us and they're not mindful of us. You ain't mindful of you. So you need to take a week, not just an hour. You need to take at least a week to explore. Go eat something you never ate before. Go a different way to work. Wear something you don't normally wear. Go buy yourself a red dress. Go do something that maybe you have wanted to do, that you've thought about doing, but you have never done. That is symbolic of what is going to be happening for you in the spirit. If you want to go to the place that you've been thinking about in your mind, if you want to do the things that you have never done, then you must do the things right here, right now, that are available to you that you have not done. So that's the invitation. One of, my favorite poems comes out of the book, and I know I'm gonna say her name wrong. I just ain't even gonna say it. But the woman who wrote the play for colored girls who have considered suicide, and part of in that writing she says, I found God in myself and I loved her fiercely. That's what some of us need to do. You need to find God, the divine, in yourself and love her fiercely. Instead of looking for someone to see you, someone to hear you, someone to own you. For us as women, we are always looking for someone to claim us, to say, yes, this person belongs to me. This is my girl. This is my friend. I'm looking for someone to embrace me. And before that can happen for you, I'm still talking about detoxing. Before that can happen for you, you have to embrace you. You must find the divine in yourself and love her fiercely. Love her. And as you love yourself fiercely, as you begin to explore yourself, as you begin to learn yourself, you and not deny and withhold from yourself, then everything begins to open up for you. You will, the feeling of emptiness, the feeling of I'm not quite satisfied will begin to dissipate. It will begin to go away because you are no longer holding yourself hostage, serving everyone else while you withhold from yourself. That is a violation of spiritual law. There has to be a reciprocity. You cannot give and not receive. That is a violation. If you are going to give, if you are going to let everyone taste of you, have a taste of your joy, have a taste of your goodness, a taste of your wisdom, your time, your everything that you are, such beautiful women that you are, don't you deserve to have a piece of that for yourself? You deserve to have a piece of that for yourself. Otherwise, you will find yourself back in the space of that needing an emotional detox because you will be resentful that everybody else is feasting off your life except for you. You owe it to yourself. And so the change that we want to see has to begin with me. The change that I want to see in my marriage, in my home, in my relationships, on my job, in the world, the change that I want to see has to begin with me. So the exploration is, where do you need to begin? Some of us, we need to strip ourselves down. I know it's nighttime for y'all. So before you go to bed tonight, you literally need to do some mirror work. You need to strip yourself butterball naked, stand and see yourself. See all of yourself, all of your beauty, all of your flaws, love all of you. As I said last week, thin you, because there is thin you inside of you, and then not thin you. All of your layers of protection, all of your layers of comfort that you put on yourself because you didn't think you could get it from somewhere else. You need to have an encounter with that woman and say, I want to know you. I want to see you. I want to claim you. Like I said, claim you. So, Rose, I hear your question. What happens when someone says you think you are better than everyone else? And what I say to that is, you say, thank you. Everybody has an opinion. Okay? One person's truth is not my truth. So again, part of what happens when you have an intimate relationship with yourself is you know your truth. And remember, the truth is what makes you free. But if you are not in communion with you, if you don't have a divine, a beautiful, loving relationship with you, somebody else outside of you will start telling you about you, and you will begin to believe it. Do you all hear what I'm saying? Every time you are confused in your mind, you need to go back and say, you know what? Am I disconnected from me? Because confusion only comes when you don't know the original message and other people start telling you the message. And so you in your spirit always knows the truth. So your spirit will feel unsettled. Your spirit will not feel right because your spirit will be rejecting it. But because you ain't in communion with your own spirit, you won't get the message in your brain. So you will be sitting up entertaining somebody else's lie and thinking it could be my truth. And we love to do that. So, I love y'all because sometimes y'all are like just too mindful, too thoughtful in the sense of some of the stuff that women tell me that they've been told by whether it's someone you're in an intimate relationship with or somebody who really don't even care about you. Like, yeah, she said this about me and blah, blah, blah. And you're really entertaining that like it's truth. Everything that's said is not truth. It may be their truth. Because remember what I said, everybody has a narrative. And when, again, most people, this kind of work, this kind of intimacy, emotional detox, the average person is not doing this. So, and again, I make that mistake all the time. I seem to somehow get it twisted in my brain. And I think everybody's working on themselves because that's what I'm doing. I'm still trying to grow. And I had a really great sister friend tell me, Melissa, everybody ain't trying to grow. Sometimes people are okay being mediocre. Sometimes people are okay being on the bottom and they want you to stay on the bottom with them. So the moment you start to rise, people are going to start to talk. And so you got to know yourself well enough and you got to be bold and clear about who you are, who you're going to be, all of that so that people's chatter doesn't become your truth. I'm clear. You got to be clear who you are. So thank you. I hope that answers your question, Rose. I hope that answers that. Anybody else, if you guys have questions, feel free to put it in the chat and I will do my best to answer. Like I said, this detox is, none of us are perfected. None of us. I am still working through. But the point of it is that you might be more aware. One of the first levels of change and transformation is awareness. Like I said, most people are sleepwalking. We are, many people are the walking dead, but there is a remnant. There is a few people that God has been like sounding the alarm and saying, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep on your life. And this is really what dropped in my spirit, which, I already knew from Friday's message that I said I wanted to do a follow-up because so many people were sending messages and saying, oh my gosh, I really needed this. And so I really wanted to make myself available. I knew that. But like I said, Sunday, as I'm sitting in church and it was Palm Sunday. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's still Sunday for y'all. It's Monday morning for me. But so yesterday I'm sitting in church no, I don't even know what day it is. I'm sorry, y'all. It is Monday night for you guys. But I'm sitting in church on Sunday and I was thinking, as they were reading the scriptures about Jesus's kind of entry into Jerusalem and he rides in on a donkey. And the part that stood out for me that immediately made me think about all of you is before he rides in, the instruction that Jesus gives the disciples is go and untie the donkey that has never been ridden. And if anyone asks you why you are untying it, is because the Lord has need of him. And immediately it quickened in my spirit. And I said, that is why now we must do this detox, ladies. That is why you must be untied. I know that has been the word from the beginning of 2019, from the end of 2018. This is the year that God is going to use you in ways that you have never been used. This is the year that your dreams will become reality. That is my declaration over you and for you. However, the only thing that is going to get in the way is if you are still tied up. And so there has to be an untying so that the Lord, who has need of you, can sit on you. And I just want to know, do you have the capacity for the anointing, for the power of God to ride on you? But if you are still tied up to the tree, if you are still sitting over in the corner, if you are still rehearsing your past wounds, you will not be free. And the Lord will need you. We need your gift. We need you as a woman to show up in all of your power and all of your femininity. We need you more than ever, but we need your hands to be untied. And so whatever it is that you need to address in your life, the wake-up call has been sounding for more than my emotional detox. I'm just part of God's program. But you know that God has been waking you up. God has been putting things in your face to say, this is the part of you I need you to press through. This is the part of your emotions I need you to mature. This is the part of you that I need you to grow, because you keep leaving relationships prematurely. You keep leaving jobs and I have not completed the work yet. You keep abandoning the process because you can't handle the pain. And God is saying, I need you to process. I need you to work through, because I have need of you. And this stuff over here is tying you up. Do you hear what I am saying? So I want you to think about the areas of your life where your emotions are still tied up, that you would go do this over here, all the stuff that you wrote about in your journal, if you weren't tied up over here. And you've been waiting for whatever this is over here, whether it's a man, whether it's your bank, whether it's your body, whether it's, oh, I need to be more educated. Oh, I need more training. Oh, I need whatever it is you've been telling yourself, that lie, those other people's chatter that's been saying, you're not ready, you're not ready, you're not ready. That ain't even your voice in your head. That's other people's voice in your head that you now think is yours. You've been listening to other people for so long, deduce you and reduce you, that now you believe them over yourself. And so, like I said, there needs to be a divine encounter with you. There needs to be a love relationship with you where you begin to see how brilliant and how fabulous you are, because we have need of you. There is no little you. There is no part of you that's like, oh, that don't matter. Everything matters. If you don't believe me, start taking screws out of your furniture. Start removing little pieces off of your appliances. Take the little battery out your car. Take the headlights off. If you think the little stuff doesn't matter, it all matters, and you matter. And I know that there is some emotional residue that so many of us carry. And that is part of why we have been playing small, because somebody in your life made you feel small when really you are a giant, when really you are larger than life. And there is a great work that only you can do. Can't nobody else be you. That's why I'm like, what are we looking at other people's lives for? What in the world is there to be jealous of when there is no one like you? And everything you bring is perfect for your assignment. You are ready. You are ready. You are totally ready to be you. The only thing in the way is to untie your hands. You must get untied from all of the past stories, all of the things that you used to do. Get untied from the disappointments. Get untied. So are you ready for that? Are you ready for the power to sit on you and ride on you and really open up your life beyond what you can even imagine. I just want to know, is that what you're ready for? Remember part of what I said, the freeing, the emotional detox is to get it out so now I can invite it in. Because at this point, some of us, we don't have the capacity for the thing that we even want because there's too much other stuff taking up space. We are taking up space. So as much as, we want to Marie Kondo our lives, we want to sit up and tidy up the living room. And yes, we still need to do that too. That's another challenge. That's another week-long thing where we could declutter and we could challenge and we can get this together and get that together. But nothing is going to be together until we get our mind and our heart and our spirit right. So you can clean the outer. You can transform the outer. But what God really wants is the inner woman, the woman within you who is ready to be released. So the thing that dropped in my spirit, and I have a few of you who are already a part of my transformation suite, which is membership. So if you're one of those people that's like, wow, I just found Melissa on Facebook. She's new to me, or someone referred, sent you one of the videos from the detox, and you're like, who in the world is this lady? Because I've gotten those messages too. Great. And so, I was going to offer that. But again, part of what I know in terms of manifestation and the miraculous is being true to yourself. And one of the things that I feel very committed to is literally walking women through process. And I want to walk a few, because with me being over here, I can't walk everybody, but a few women who know this is my season to be untied. This is my season to unravel from all of this stuff, because all of this stuff over here keeps getting me unraveled. I keep having breakdown after breakdown. I get it together and then I break down. I get it together and then 6 months later I break down. We're going to stop having this remedial work where every time you get it together, you forget it. You get it together and then fall back. We're not doing that. We're not doing 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. That is how, again, we get into these places where we feel like our life is not working. And so if you are a woman who you need more intimate time, I want to work with 12 women. That's what the invitation is for mentoring and for coaching. And I know some of you are like, oh, Melissa, I cannot afford you. We're going to get rid of stinking thinking that says I cannot. You can do all. You really can do all. And so if you are interested in that, and rather than me just putting it out there, I really want to kind of do a mini application process, because I really only want to work with serious women. And so if you know that this is my time, and I am one of those people that I keep taking steps forward and I get it together for a little bit and then something takes me back, or every time I think I'm making progress, I have a breakdown over here in my marriage and the whole thing gets canceled. Whatever the thing is that has you tied up, let's do 6 weeks together in a group, some group time, some private one-on-one time, where let's walk this out. Let's make this happen for you in at least one area of life. We got to move through this. The Lord has need of you, but you got to get untied. You must get untied. So if that's you, you know who you are. I want to have a conversation with you. I'll just say it like that. So you can say, that's me, and I will message you, or you can message me. Y'all know everybody's been sending me messages. So message me and say, Melissa, I know I need a little more. I need a little more because I'm still tied up. And I keep finding myself in the same position every 3 months, every 4 months. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's time to get off the merry-go-round. It really is. Not just, for yourself, but for the people who are waiting on you to be free. There are people literally who are waiting on you to be free. And I am so blessed because I get to work with women who are serious and who are extremely gifted. Some of you guys are already on here and listening. And so much has opened up in women's lives when, number one, they made the decision, no more. No more. that they are going to be that woman within, that they are going to find a fierceness within herself and love her and let her out. No more being locked up in the closet. None of that. None of that. No more sitting in the back on mute. No more letting stuff go down that don't work for you and you not saying anything, holding all your emotions in, about ready to explode. No more. We have to get to the place where, again, you are able to stand, that you are able to move through things and retrain people on how you desire to be treated. That's what has to happen. And I'm telling you, when it does happen, so many other things. So it's not an end, but it's a beginning. So let me know your feedback, your thoughts. Like I said, if you want to be one of those 12 women that get a little bit more extra mentoring, coaching, working through so you can really, really be free. And we're going to start May the 6th. May 6th, just for 6 weeks. So from May the 6th, that first week in May, to the first week in June, because I got to get back to the States. So we got to work this out. And again, that's why I only want to work with people who are not stuck in blame. We're not stuck in, but you just don't, I don't want to hear the story. We're going to hear the story and then we're going to recreate another one. We only got 6 weeks. So that's what I want to do. And if you want to do that too, let me know and we'll have a conversation and we will take it from there. But again, I cannot thank you guys enough for your diligence in yourself. I think about you guys all the time. Like I said, this is what I know I am called to do. And part of the call for me is because I was a woman who was tied up. And I know the feeling of crying myself to sleep. I know the feeling of not having anyone to talk to. I know the feeling of having dreams and aspirations, but not moving toward them because so much of my emotions were being drained, from relationship to my kids to being in jobs that I didn't like, or feeling like, oh, I don't have enough money. I don't have the resources. Always, I can't. Well, I'm free now. And I know for a fact that anything I decide to do is already done. So the door is open for you, all of you beautiful ladies. Much love to you. Thank you, V, for your words. V is one of my superstar people who y'all can go back through another feed and watch her testimonial. But just wonderful, wonderful woman of God who said yes to herself, and then a whole lot of wonderful things started happening for her. And so I want more of that. I want more people like that because you deserve it. You are worth it and you deserve a life that you love. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to not struggle, to live a life with no regrets and no limits. So much love to you guys. I look forward to future conversations, and those that are on the email list, I'll be sending out a follow-up email as well. But have a wonderful night. Go do that mirror work. Go fall fiercely in love with you. Bye-bye.